decides to fight back. Only the best survive. Engines scream as if alive. This is where raw power collides with smart technique, where recoveries become stories worth retelling, and where real tractor legends are born. Alone, a machine is just steel and gears, but when New Holland teams up with urine, something changes. They transform into an unstoppable force, obstacles vanish before them, and every synchronized move becomes undeniable proof that true strength lies in unity. Together, they dominate the mud, turning chaos into control. Not everyone has that same level of mastery. Sometimes it's clear that a driver is still learning, missing the finesse needed to handle treacherous terrain. Experience matters. Without it, raw horsepower often goes wasted. For those equipped with a winch, the smart procedure is straightforward. Reverse, extend the cable 30 meters, engage, and let patience do the work. Precision, steady tension, and calm handling are far more effective than frantic spinning wheels. The difference between an amateur and a professional often shows in the small decisions. When a trailer load halts progress, flooring the accelerator is the worst option. One skilled driver chose instead to shift direction, quickly finding grip and saving not only fuel but also valuable time. Watching that IMD539 in action was another reminder that numbers don't always tell the full story. With less than 100 horsepower, it still managed to handle heavy work like a seasoned veteran. Sometimes, we overestimate what's needed and underestimate the sheer impact of skill. Torque, chains, and clever setups play their part too. Attaching a tow line to a lower hitch point through a mounted beam, keeping the connection short with a strong chain, and elevating the beam to reduce drivetrain stress. That's how mechanical integrity is preserved even under punishing loads. These are not just hacks, they are lessons earned through years of trial, error, and broken equipment. There are moments when even veterans doubt survival. Machines sink deep, mud sucking at wheels as if trying to claim them forever. Gasps escape as the crowd believes the tractor might never rise again, but somehow it does. Other times, power is used not only for survival but for utility, like breaking ice jams to keep creeks flowing, using brute force to serve nature itself. When one machine lacks leverage, another steps in. The Commas struggled in mud it could not conquer, but the XT3 locked its traction, harnessed its full hydraulic strength, and solved the problem with a clean and efficient recovery. Some tractors don't just pull, they dominate the The John Deere 6830 proved that with a roaring power show, its engine note echoing through the fields, leaving onlookers breathless. Forests test machines differently. The Zetor 5245 pulled heavy bundles of wood uphill, its engine pounding like a logger's heartbeat, steady and unrelenting. Elsewhere, nature proved its own strength as stubborn tree stumps demanded 2 full tractors and an entire crew to move. Even fallen trees hold their ground like ancient warriors, reminding humans how small they really are. Farmers are inventive too. Using counterweights to prevent front lifts while dragging heavy logs is one example of brilliant, practical thinking. Differential locks also become lifesavers, evenly splitting torque to keep wheels from spinning helplessly. Two UMZ tractors showed how stability could be regained even on slippery ground by simply engaging the lock and working in sync. But not all challenges come from nature. Sometimes they are the result of human error. An overloaded trailer demanded the combined effort of an entire group to free. A driver who had chosen to split the load earlier could have spared everyone the trouble. In another case, reckless steering landed a driver in a ditch, rescued only thanks to an IMD 52000 and an excavator. These scenes prove that machines may be tough, but carelessness is often costlier than the mud itself. Recovery isn't always smooth. A snapped cable can turn optimism into despair, but switching to elastic recovery ropes makes all the difference. Their give and rebound add power to each pull, reducing strain and increasing chances of success. The T-150, known as a beast in its own right, revealed its limitations too. Without a stronger engine, it couldn't match the brute pulling force of a John Deere. Yet even in defeat, admiration for its toughness remained. Engines themselves become legends. The growl of an Ursus is music to those who know machines, and a Massey pushing near 5,000 RPM sounds like war drums in the field. The farmers who pour effort into maintaining their tractors reap reliability in return, proving that devotion off the field matters as much as performance on it. In Ohio, 3 tractors once pulled against a steam engine at an antique machinery show, a tug of past versus present that drew applause from all who witnessed it. Farmers watching modern lifting machines can only shake their heads and remember the days when hay bales were thrown by hand. Simplicity may have been harder, but it forged resilience. Sometimes necessity forces ingenuity. Old equipment gets pushed beyond its limits, drivers forced to improvise because newer models are too costly. Risks rise, but skill and judgment keep things under control. Help too often comes not from machines but from people. In cold Polish fields, neighbors left their warm homes to rescue a stuck vehicle, proving once more that heart and solidarity are as powerful as any horsepower. Snow hides traps. A New Holland sinking into soft layers beneath hardpack proves the danger of trusting appearances. Soil compaction checks can mean the difference between moving forward or burying a rig deep. In another rescue, a red tractor carefully lifted a detached cabin, balanced with precision as though cradling life itself. Even in mud and frost, there is grace when skill meets necessity. And still, recklessness shows up. Two trailers packed with hay dragged into a river crossing put everything at risk, one hidden rock away from disaster. Yet there are moments of pure exhilaration too. Driving an IMD 560 through the forest, pulling logs downhill while maintaining perfect control, becomes an unforgettable experience for those lucky enough to live it. Every story circles back to teamwork. When the going gets tough, people show up for each other. No excuses, no backing down, just a raw display of unity against nature. That spirit, more than engines or steel, is what keeps communities alive in the mud zone. Farmers share tips, ask questions, and pass down wisdom, like how to manage 3 tons on slippery ground without 4-wheel drive. Advice given in mud often becomes gospel on the field. Old tractors prove their worth again and again, loading hay, plowing fields, turning simple machines into extensions of human will. Wheels tear into soil, tines cut like saw teeth, and machines like the New Holland TD-80 show why they're feared and respected. They work not with flashy drama but with steady, rhythmic power. Watching them is to see iron and earth locked in timeless struggle. Through it all, one truth holds steady: mud doesn't forgive mistakes, but it rewards perseverance. Every roar of an engine, every snapped rope, every desperate pull adds to the legend. Farmers and operators stand side by side with their machines, knowing that when the mud fights back, it's not just about steel. It's about people, patience, and the will to rise again. And as the engines quiet down, applause lingers, both from the ground crews and from those watching. Support fuels the fire to keep going, to share more battles and more victories. Tractors may come and go, but the spirit they inspire remains. Loved what you saw? Then hold on tight, because the Mud Zone always has another challenge waiting, and another legend ready to be born.